Hello everyone, this is Brazilian Dutchie, and I'm here to show you what I've been working on, in the hopes that someone in the Blender community who is more well versed in development for grease pencil might find this and help turn this into something the rest of the community can benefit from. Today's demonstration is all about grease pencil interpolation. Those of you familiar with grease pencil interpolation might already know that the order in which every stroke on a frame is drawn is very important. If the order of the strokes doesn't match correctly, the interpolation doesn't do what you want it to do. For example, this. So these two lines aren't supposed to switch places. But as you might imagine, keeping track of the order in which each stroke is drawn for a drawing that might have 100 strokes or even more is unmanageable. And the way that I use to avoid having to keep track of each stroke order is to use selection and the multi-frame tool. Like so, selecting the strokes in the order in which I want them to interpolate, and then using the interpolate tool, it works as expected. But this solution requires even more clicks than the previous method, keeping track of everything in your mind. Now, for my solution, I have here a script, and if I run it, I'll show you what it does. It selects the first stroke in the stroke order and changes its material. On a subsequent run of the code, it selects the second one, and so forth, so that I don't have to keep track of what order each stroke is in. Blender shows it to me. The material takes care of and making sure that the direction in which the stroke is drawn is also visible. And when I use it like this, I don't have to worry about keeping track. But it will just work. See? Now for a more practical version of the demonstration, drawing actual frames. Okay, and we are back. Now that the drawing portion is done, let's check if all the strokes are drawn in the correct order. I'll go to a place in the timeline that doesn't have any frames. I'll select the Interpolation tool, and here we go. And you can see that all the strokes are drawn in the correct order, and I didn't have to think about it, because Blender showed it to me in which order they are, in which order they have to be drawn. There are a few minor issues, such as over here and over here, but I can use the regular grease pencil tools to resolve these issues. As such, here I'll resample this line, and this line too. And there we go. The minor issues are resolved. And having to adjust only a few strokes with regular Blender tools is way more manageable than having to keep track of the order in which each stroke is drawn in your mind, as well as having to select strokes, each stroke in the correct order between these two frames. So let's interpolate the sequence in full. Quadratic is good. And let's take a look. See? It works as it's supposed to, and I didn't have to think about the order in which every stroke needs to be drawn. I think this workflow is way more convenient. Now, there is one thing that I can't seem to figure out. I can't make a script, I can't make a button for this script. And I would like one so that I can add it to quick favorites or add a shortcut to it, so that I don't have to move over here, click this button every time I want to run the script. If there are any developers who know how to do that and would be willing to help me, that would be greatly appreciated, and then I can release this to the public, or yes, make sure that everyone can use this in the most convenient way possible. Okay, that's the end of this demo. Thank you for listening.